Welcome to She Speaks with Yana Me podcast, presented by She3, offering relatable healing and authentic content. In today's episode 109, we will talk about mother-daughter dynamics and how it affects the mother-daughter relationship. I'm your host, and you're listening to She Speaks with Yana Me. Joining me for today's episode is my second oldest daughter, Tasia Monet. For a nice little guest episode, she decided to come home to visit this weekend. Yep, I used your first and middle name because that is what I call you. So would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Tay. I'm a freshman. I'm majoring in early childhood education and a minor in psychology.
Yeah, she decided she didn't want to be a counselor anymore. We'll see. So today's episode, we are going to be talking about mother-daughter dynamics. And since she decided to come home this weekend, I figured why not do this episode with her. So the mother-daughter dynamics we'll talk about today is Tasia was lucky to be raised by two moms, her mom and me. And we're going to discuss that and how that has been for her over the past 16 years. 16, almost 17 years. So I have been in her life since she was 2. Mm-hmm. 2 years old. A long, long time. Oh, I'm not old though. Not yet. So what has it been like for you growing up with two moms?
Sometimes it's a struggle. Sometimes, but for the most part, it's fun. Although, like, I feel like both my moms, I get two different, sides. Like, my mom, she's more like, cool, relax, chill. Sometimes she likes to, she likes to turn up on me sometimes. But then it's like with you, I get more like, okay, you're not supposed to be doing that. You know how you're supposed to act. And then sometimes, you also give me like, okay, we can have conversations. So it's like I get disciplined at both, but at the same time I get a cool, calm, collected area. So it's kind of fun. Sometimes, it's like, I got two moms, but it's still okay.
So what are the struggles?
The struggles would be like, sometimes it'll be, what could I say? Like, it'll be different because, like, you tell me stuff, like, differently than my mama tell me. And then it's like, I know y'all both telling me, like, what to do is right. It's just, like, it'd be like, okay, which advice should I go with? So, like, I'd be struggling, like, okay, do I listen to you? Do I listen to her? That's like, we're just going to get a nice little medium. And I just kind of take both sides.
And how do you figure that out?
Because, like, for example, like, you'll be like, okay, like with school, like you were saying, like, go to school and make sure you on top of your stuff, make sure you do your studies, go down there and do what you're supposed to do. And mom was like, yeah, although you're going to school, still make sure you have fun because college is an experience. You don't want to go down there and just be like, I went to school for 4 years and didn't do nothing fun. So I kind of took it as like, okay, I'm going to go make sure I do my work in the morning and make sure I get everything I got to do. And then, like, if I do want to go outside and have fun with my friends, I can still do that. So, like, just learning to balance. Because school is hard.
It is hard.
Like,
did you think it was going to be easy?
Yeah.
I want to know, did you think it was going to be easy?
I thought my major, like, that I picked, it was going to be like, okay, cool, you can relax a little bit.
Did you pick the major because you thought it was going to be easy?
No, I picked the major because I like helping people. And so, but then when I changed to early childhood education, I realized I kind of like helping kids. Well, not kids, but smaller children. And I was like, it's not going to be that hard, but they make me write like 700-word papers, and that's the minimum. And then
you do know that is not a lot, right?
I had a 5,000-word paper. I've never in my life written a 5,000-word paper. I was up till 3 o'clock in the morning.
You plan on going to grad school, so I need to understand what do you think is going to happen going forward with papers that you're going to have to write. Lit reviews that you're going to have to do.
I know, and then if my major, since I switched my major early childhood education, I have to actually teach a class for one semester. Like I'd be like in the classroom with kids.
If this is
All
what you
day.
want to do, then
But they're not gonna let me be with little kids. They're gonna make me be with actual like kids, like 6, 7, 8-year-olds, and that's not what I want to do. I want to work with like 1, 2, 3. You know, when they cute and little and nice. When they get older, they so vicious.
so you kind of want to do like a daycare Head Start type of thing, not
Yeah,
preschool.
Like, yeah, like teach them like their numbers and their colors.
I mean
little
preschool
stuff
kind
like
of,
that.
but okay. I sense you might be changing your major again, but
Probably.
we'll. I guess we'll see. Okay, what has been some other struggles with you though, with the different dynamics of being raised by two moms, obviously two households, two set of rules, two different personalities.
I feel like it helped me like as far as like how I am now, cause like my mom is more of a aggressive like my mom was very aggressive. I don't know why, but she's like a super aggressive person. So I feel like that kind of helped me be a little bit more like not as far as like letting people walk over me. And then like you like super nice, and you know when you want to be, you like super nice, and you know you a sensitive person. So I feel like that kind of helped me not be as mean to people all the time, because like sometimes people be like, oh, like you're real aggressive, why are you just mean? And then I'll be like, oh, I'm sorry, you know, working on it, getting better. And like I try to be nice to people. So I feel like it just helped me as far as like my personality. Like I'm not too mean, but I'm not too nice to the point where people think like, okay, she's super nice, we can run over her. But then people don't be like, oh, she's super mean, so we're not gonna talk to her. So it kind of helped me make friends and have a balance as far as like what my friends know is like boundaries wise.
Okay. Okay. I didn't know your mom was mean.
Yes. I mean, she had her moments when she nice, but yes, my mother is very aggressive. Like, yeah, she be nice sometimes.
I guess I never saw that. I've always heard y'all say I was the mean one.
I mean, yeah, you had your mean moments too.
That was your dad interrupting my podcast. Anyway, back on target. What has been the hardest, let's say, what has been the hardest thing for you growing up in two separate households?
The going back and forth. It's hard because like it's different rules in different houses. Like when mama house is like, you know, she got things her way, and then over here it's like we got things our way. So it's like sometimes I go over there, and then like for example, like the eating upstairs thing. Like my mama, she don't care what we eat at in the house, but like we can't eat in our rooms and stuff here. So it's like sometimes when I go in my room, like when I go to mama house, I eat in the kitchen, and she be like, "Why are you standing up eating in the kitchen?" I be like, "Oh, my bad." And like I go sit in the living room and go eat, because like it just be weird because it's different household examples, and then it's like I don't know, just and then the traveling, because mama lives so far, and then we live all the way out here. So it's like the traveling back and forth. Now that I am able to travel like all by myself to go back and forth, it's been a long train ride.
So just to give y'all what she's talking about as far as the rules here. So when we stayed in our other apartment before we moved to our house, we used to eat in the living room as a family. We had a table, but we didn't sit at that table.
Not
We
really.
sat in the living room. Our thing was we watched movies, actually. We would always watch a movie while we ate dinner. But I also always told them, but I think they didn't believe me. I warned them that once we moved into our home, that we would eat dinner as a family at the table. I don't think they believed me, but I always said it. Did I not?
That is true.
I always told them that. And when we moved here, we do not eat in the living room. My living room is food off limits. Now, we may have popcorn in there when we watch movies. I think people ate in there once for Thanksgiving, the year we had Thanksgiving here.
Mm-hmm.
But that was it. And I had to check and make sure that nobody wastes nothing. But but yes, we eat in the kitchen as a family. I don't know. I always wanted to. That was my whole idea of when I used to watch TV and see families cook, and eat dinner. Like I always wanted my family to eat dinner as a family together at a table. And I started that with us. Now, when I grew up, we didn't eat dinner together at the table. Me and my brother ate in the kitchen, of course. But my mama, when she would cook dinner, she'd take her plate and she'd go in her room and she'd leave us in the kitchen. My mom stayed in her room, though. Like, her room was where she never was in her living room. She barely went in her living room when company came over. Like, even now to this day, when company come over to my mom's room, everybody just somehow migrates to my mother's bedroom. That's what we all end up at. No matter how many people it is, whether we setting up or laying across her bed, we end up in her bedroom. So I always wanted that whole dynamic of having my family at the kitchen table. We try to make sure we pray every time. Maybe, trying to eat before we pray. They be skipping out. Then Tasia try to do an extra prayer after we already pray. Like, our prayer don't count. But just throw that out there. But that was, that was the whole thing. You know how you try to create your own family traditions.
You don't let us use our phone at the table either.
That's right. We have a rule. No cell phones while we're eating dinner. They have to be face down. If you're going to bring it to the table, face down. Next time, I'm going to put a basket on the table. Everybody's phone can go on the basket. And the next person's phone ring, you know what? That's going to be the thing. See, I keep my phone on silent.
my phone
is always on silent. So I ain't got to worry about it except for today. And it wasn't on silent today only because I had people coming over and I needed to hear when it rang. Some people came over earlier. Well, you was here. And I needed to hear when it rang for them to let me know it was here. But I normally keep my phone on silent because I go to people's houses for work. And I don't need my phone ringing. I feel like that's unprofessional if my phone is ringing in somebody's house and I'm doing my job. But everybody else's phone, trade-in phone, Tawan phone be ringing and stuff while we eating. They could be having to make a rule. They got to pay for something to do something around the house. Or whoever phone go off first. Maybe that could be a new thing. It don't even matter. You ain't going to be here.
I mean, I'm coming back for Thanksgiving and then I'll be here a whole month and for Christmas break.
Christmas rule applies. Still applies. You can go to your mom's house Christmas Eve.
Oh, then come back. See, is you gonna make us wear onesies again?
Yep. Onesies, still the rule. Maxine might rebel though since she getting her own place. She might decide that she don't need to come. We'll see how it go.
You can always just drag out of the house.
But your dad won't be here.
He not gonna be here? Why not?
Work.
I thought he was coming back for like another 3 months.
But everybody else still gotta wear onesies. But you know what? I'm gonna send them a onesie and make it wear it.
Make them wear it. Put them on FaceTime and be like, you gotta wear it.
So I won't say I didn't have the dynamics with me is I didn't have a stepmom. I mean, my dad had a long time girlfriend, but my father had a drug problem, so we weren't close. I didn't grow up around him because of that, but that was of his own choice. And then his girlfriend also had a drug problem, so she couldn't have any type of influence over my life. So it was just really my mom who was the main person in my life. Well, outside of her, I had 2 aunts who I was very, very, very close with who didn't raise me, but still were very important as far as, I don't know, helping to raise me in a sense. Whatever they said, I felt like I paid attention to. It was important. But how I raised y'all is really based off of what I experienced growing up or what I watched and wanted to do differently or tried to do differently from my mom. I won't say I always succeeded because I still was strict, even though I did loosen up some as y'all got older. I loosened up a little bit more. I loosened up a lot for you the past couple of years. Except for things that I just felt like were totally inappropriate or unacceptable, age-wise or safety concerns. So my biggest thing, which I don't know why it's so interpreted, I won't say if it's interpreted wrong, but my biggest thing with them comes down to safety. Safety, making sure that you're not getting in any type of trouble or putting yourself in any type of situation that will cause you harm. Or just, anything bad could happen to you. And so that is my main concern. And I'm a panicker. I worry a lot. So my mind goes from 0 to 1,000 and 1,000 being the worst possible thing that could possibly happen on the face of this earth at this exact moment That's where my mind goes. So it doesn't go to, oh, they're just going to have fun and you don't need to worry. It's not that big of a deal. That's not where my mind goes because you just worried about your kids being safe. I don't know. For me, I just worry. And so my thing is making sure I can't control everything, but I want to at least know that you're in a good position and you're safe. So that's where my mind always goes. So yes, while you're laughing, because I'm guessing she's thinking about particular situations over the past year that happened that I was upset about, but it was more so about safety for me. Not so much of anything else, but more so safety concerns, because that's where my mind goes.
I can understand it because now that I am in college, like I'm real worried when it comes to my friends. Like when we go out, like I will say I get the worried part from you, because like whenever I go out with my friends, like I'm always like, okay, cool, you know, you got your keys, you got your phone, you got your flashlight, you got your mace. Like I'm always making sure, like, okay, you got your Life 360 on, so I can know where you at all times. Like I tell my friends, like, okay, you meet a dude at the party, you want to go back to his room with him, he can walk all of us to the room and you can go off with him. I need to make sure you where you at, so that way, and I need to send a picture to the group chat. I need to know his name, his room number, what hall he live in, because like if you come up missing, I'll be like, hey, look, last person she was with was such and such, just where you live at. Like I am like super worried of like my friends getting kidnapped or like my mind, like it just goes to like the most horrible places, and I'd be like, oh, somebody gonna kidnap them, and then we live in the cornfields. I'll be like, somebody done took in a cornfield, like my mind wanders to the most horrible places whenever my friends like just disappear, and it be the little thing like they be sleep, but it's like still like let me know that you sleeping so that I know you okay.
Oh, but I was doing too much. It ain't that serious. I'm just with my friends. It's just the party, even though it's unsupervised.
Yeah, I mean, I understand it now because, like, I'll be panicking. Like, and then everybody be like, you always acting like somebody's mama. I'll be like, look, I don't be trying to. I need to make sure y'all good. Because I feel like if you come outside with me, like, we all responsible for each other. So if we leave together, we either coming back home together or I know where you going. Because if I don't know where you going and then you just dip off and now, like, you on the news 3 o'clock in the morning and you done got took into a cornfield and they done left you there. Like, now I feel bad because I'm like, dang, I should have made sure she went home. So, like, I be real loud, be acting like your mama is.
So you really tripping about these cornfields, huh?
Yeah,
you really scared of these cornfields.
The cornfields scare me so bad. Like every time we walk past them to go to the beach spot stuff, I just be like, okay, just gonna keep walking, not even gonna look into them because I do not like cornfields. I feel like all the scary movies, cornfields, like it's just this what stuff happens in cornfields and scary movies, and then people get lost. No, I don't like it.
Oh, you are hilarious. Cornfields got you freaking out.
Yeah,
you think I got a serial killer in the cornfields?
I really do. No, like we had a man who was going around campus just like harassing people. Like I feel like he probably was trying to take people into the cornfield because he lived. Man, look, I know where the man lived too, and he lived in the area where it's the cornfields at.
Jesus.
I just cornfields I can't get down.
Wow. Okay, back to more conversation. So, okay. So even though you were raised by me and your mom, your grandmother also, well, I will say your grandmother Sharon, not so much Bobby, because Bobby didn't really play a big role in raising you. Yeah, not that much of a big role, but what about Sharon?
My grandma, so my grandma was more so like of a friend than like, well, like don't get me wrong, she was my grandma, but my grandma always more so like seeing things from my perspective. Like if I want to go outside with my friends, she'll be like, okay, like I understand, because my grandma, she had my uncle at a young age. Like my grandma, she did a lot of stuff at a young age, so she kind of more so was like, okay, like I get why you want to go out and party with your friends, but at the same time, if you do go out and do this, you gotta be careful, you gotta be cautious, because you know the world ain't gonna treat you nice. So like my grandma was more so like she understood why I wanted to do stuff, but she also wanted me to understand like if I do this, like this is the consequences that go with it, because she had already experienced it. So I kind of I wouldn't say I like that my grandma went through stuff young, but like I am grateful the fact that she did go through stuff young, because it helped me in the long run, like when she gives me like her experiences.
Okay. It'll help you to understand life a little bit better?
Yeah.
Do it help you to understand your mom a little bit better?
Yeah, it helped me understand what like reason why my mama is the way she is. Like my mama is like for the most part, my mama is lenient when it comes to like if I want to go hang out with my friends, but it's like certain stuff she'll be like, no, and I feel like it's because she feels like if I do go outside, like mom is like if she's a panicker, like if if she like if I say I want to go outside with my friends, she'll be like, okay, curfew 10 o'clock, cool. It could be 10:01, and she's calling my phone like, where you at? I'm walking up the stairs, mama. Oh, I just had to make sure it was a little late, and it'd be 1 minute after my curfew, and it's like she'll just get the panicking and thinking like, oh, something bad done happened. You done got kidnapped. Somebody done took you to Mars. She would just panic and think that the worst scenario ever. And I'd be like, I'm just walking up the stairs, just on my way in the door. And she'd be like, okay, just have to make sure. Or like even when I graduated, like you know how y'all was like, okay, you can go outside, just let us know where you going. Like when I started actually like going outside, like she would call me every hour and be like, oh, where you at? You still in the same place? No, mom, I went downtown now. Okay, well just check in another few hours. Let me know where you at. And like she would just be worried about me. I guess it's because of how her mama was. Like I guess she feel like she don't want me to go down that same path. So she be more so like, okay, I need to know where you at, need to know what you're doing, just to make sure you safe. And I guess like now that I'm older, I do understand like why y'all was so worried and panicking because Chicago is so strange. It's a dangerous place out here.
Damn, I ain't checking on you at all.
It's dangerous. I mean, that's because
I had you on my
you
on my Find My Friends
right.
though, so I always check your little thing over there though. And when I go on there, I always update and let me know. Yeah. Where you at on campus and shit. I mean, and stuff.
But yeah,
and let me know. So
yeah, like she more so calls me because like she be checking in and be like, oh, did you go out last night? I'll be nah, I didn't go out last night. I stayed in the house. You sure you didn't go out last night? Nah, mama, I stayed in the house. I ain't go outside. I had a paper due. She be okay. Well, if you go out, you're not supposed to drink. I know, mama, I don't drink anyway. She be don't be smoking either. Okay, I'm not smoking. Like she just call, I guess, to make sure I'm not doing nothing I'm not supposed to be doing, like, illegal, but I don't be doing nothing anyway.
It's not even that it's illegal. It's just that college campus is where a lot of things go wrong, and not to say it in a bad way or to scare you or anything, but that's where a lot of underage drinking happens. That's where a lot of date rape happens. This is just a lot of rape in general. Just a lot of things happen that shouldn't happen on college campuses. That's why I told you, I can't stop you from drinking, but if you drink, don't take drinks from anybody. Don't sit a drink down and come back and pick it up. They
don't roof it.
Yeah, you can't do stuff like that. If it's a drink, make sure it's properly sealed. If it ain't properly sealed, put it down, pour it out, get a different one. Like, it's just precautions that you got to take for yourself. Don't eat brownies. I probably got weed and other stuff in it. Don't smoke weed that people bring you. They probably laced it with something. Like, you have to be careful. So, of course, that's why when I told you that, so basically we saying the same thing. Just we act different ways. So, if I just told you, don't get no drink from nobody. Don't set nothing down and pick it back up.
Yeah, when I go, like, to parties, like, I don't drink. But
bring your own apple juice.
I legit have a water bottle that I fill up with apple juice, a little twist water bottle, and I got the little keychain, so I keep it on my belt loop, so that way I know can't nobody like grab it off me because I can feel you touching me if you finna grab it. So that way I know like ain't nobody slipping nothing in there, and I know like what I done put in there is the only thing that's going in there. Cause they don't be having nothing else for nobody to drink. All they have is liquor. I'll be like, dang, what about people who don't drink? Like, can y'all have some apple juice, some Hawaiian punch, something, But nah, they just be having liquor, so I had to bring my own juices.
College life.
Oh my God, you know that thing where they say like you don't go to sleep after midnight? Like everybody used to say like, oh, you're not gonna go to sleep till after midnight. And I'm like, nah, I'm gonna be able to get my homework done. I'm gonna be able to go to sleep before 12. I don't be going to sleep till like 4 o'clock in the morning. And I really thought like they was just playing like, you really, you're not gonna be able to go to sleep. No, I don't be able to go to sleep. I'll be up doing papers, up studying for exams. We just started school. I've been in school 2 months and we done had midterms already. I feel like school
just started. And
you're about
to have finals. You go on break in December.
Finna have finals in December. I feel like school just started. Why am I taking tests already? I took a test the first day of class. Why are we taking tests? I just like literally we just got to school. I'm trying to readapt to life in school again. You gonna give me a test? Luckily, I knew what was on the test. I guess it was just a diagnostics, but that's neither here nor there. You can't just come to class and be like, "Oh, pop quiz." Like, okay, all right. And then I got a teacher. She don't never take attendance, but if she see like the class not there, she be like, "Oh, participation points." So if I just decide to not come to class that day, and then everybody else come to class, now I don't get participation points. But luckily, I be coming on the days that don't nobody be there, and I get them little 100%.
What days don't you go?
Man, I got that class at 9:30, and I missed that class 3 times since I've been in school. One, I missed it because I had to go to the clinic because I had to go for some health reasons. And then the 2 times is because I just did not wake up. Like, I had overslept and didn't wake up to like 12 o'clock to my next class. It'd be hard.
All right, well, you better make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do.
I mean, hey, I got an A in the class, so...
So what has been your, to get back on topic again, what has been your hardest thing you've had to deal with as far as with the both of us? The hardest thing for you to have to deal with your mom, and the hardest thing for you to have to deal with me.
I would just say y'all different personalities. Like, your mama, like, y'all similar, but at the same time, y'all different. Like, you know, my mama is more like, she like, okay, it's cool, you know, you want to go outside, you go do that, have fun. But at the same time, she like, nah, I need to know who you going with, where you going, who you doing it with, what y'all doing, how long. And then it's like, you like, okay, you want to go out with who? Want to go out where? And then you be like, nah, I got to think about it. My mama, she be like, okay. And then it's like, you're more strict than my mother. And then, like, personality-wise, you a little bit more, what's I don't know the word for it. Like, it's more so like, I don't know if it's reserved. I feel like I'm using the wrong word. But yeah, and it's like, you know how all your mamas be like, oh, okay, and your parents in general, they be like, if you want to come and talk to me about it, you know, you just come and talk to me about it. But I feel like parents and moms in general, like, because, you know, mother and daughters have a stronger relationship for the most part than, you know, your dad and your daughter, because, like, certain stuff you can't tell your dad. It's just weird. But it's like, you know, every parent be like, if you want to tell me, just come talk to me. But, like, parents don't understand, like, although, like, yes, you tell me to come tell you stuff, it's still weird. Because it's like, for example, if I just, like, this, like, let's say I was just deciding, like, okay, I want to have sex today. That's not a conversation that you can just randomly come up to your mom and be like, hey, Mom, just decided that today I want to have sex. Like, that's just strange.
I mean, and if I need to help you go get on birth control and get protection, yeah.
But it's like, how do you approach that situation with your mom? Be like,
well, I told my mom because my sister was about to tell on me. So, because my best friend went with me. I had a bang. My best friend was awesome, Nisha. She went with me to Planned Parenthood. Needed somebody to go with me, so she went with me to Planned Parenthood so I can get on birth control. It was my senior year, and she went with me. My sister was sitting right there. We walk in, and she filling out paperwork. We sit down. She was like, ain't that your sister? I said, yep. She ain't say nothing to me. I ain't say nothing to her. So I was like, damn. Got on birth control. I went home after work. I was like, I got to tell her, because if my sister tell her first, I'm going to get in trouble. Because my mom always told me, don't let nobody else tell me nothing about you. You need to tell me first. And I knew my sister was going to tell on me. So I was like, I got to tell her first, because if my sister tell her, then she's going to be pissed off, because she don't want to be caught off guard. She want to be able to say, oh, I already know. Even if it's going to piss off, I already know. So I had to tell her, and I wrote that letter, because I was a writer, because I was always scared. So I wrote that letter and told her. And she was like, I told her, I went to Planned Parenthood to get on birth control, and Dee Dee saw me. And she was like, well, what birth control you went to go get on? I went and got it. She was like, I don't want you on that. And she told me what to go get on. So I had to go back and get on something else. But that's how I ended up telling her.
I mean, yeah, I get that, but it's still like super.
Of course, sex is a weird subject to talk about with your parents. It's easy to talk about with your friends. I mean, even now, my mama still want to talk to me about sex. Like, she want to tell me. It just, I don't really want to know that you want to do as a dad. Like, but I'm inappropriate on purpose in front of y'all. Not the boys really don't get it, but I'm inappropriate in front of y'all with him, so y'all are comfortable. Like me feeling on his butt or saying little inappropriate stuff. I don't say disgusting stuff, y'all. Like not totally inappropriate. Like you really shouldn't say that type of stuff in front of your kids. Type of stuff. I don't do that. But like I might feel on his little booty. He got a big booty actually. I might feel on his booty or slap his butt or say something about I'm gonna get that tonight or something. I don't know, something along that lines of type of inappropriate. But I do that purposely. One, because he's very uncomfortable with it and he laughs and he don't like it. But I like it. And just so they are comfortable, like you can talk to me about it. If you have if you have questions about it, I would want you to ask me the questions so that I can answer them for you. We don't have to go in detail about, you boinking or something. We don't got to talk directly about that. But if you have questions about sex or stuff related to it, I don't mind answering that. So, of course it would be weird. It's weird with my mom. Like, that's just, I don't understand. So I get it. I get it. Y'all don't understand, yo. My mom be trying to talk to me about sex all the time. Like, she gonna tell me the other day, we was talking about, I saw this, somebody shared a thing on Facebook about Yanni steams. And I had been looking at the Yanni steams, which is vaginal steams. But they call it Yanni steams. And I was like, this girl in Oak Park is doing them. Well, this spa place in Oak Park. And I was telling my mom, I was like, I've been seeing the things about this. I'm thinking about it. She was like, girl, go ahead and get that Yanni steam and get it right and tight for your husband when he get back to get some. And I'm like, Ma, I got mad. I'm like, I'm not even going no more. Like, I got mad. I'm like, skip it. Left the link. I don't even know what the link was or what the spa place was called. I'm no longer going now. Like, I'm like, I don't need to get nothing right and tight. Like, I was mad. Like, come on. But that's just, I don't know. So I get that it's weird. I think it's weird when it's you trying to, like, tell me, like me telling you, yeah, girl, me and your daddy had sex last night, and your daddy was trying to get some.
Ew. You don't need to know.
Like, and y'all, my mama is I love my mama and my mom I understand why it's like that because I finally read the letter my mom wrote me, by the way, about her life. But her and my grandma had a relationship to where she could tell my grandma anything, and they did talk about sex. They did talk about, not in detail, like, I did this last night, and it's not that type of thing, but they talked about sex, and it was not an issue. So I think that my mom want to have that type of relationship with me, too. We have a relationship where me and my mom literally talk about everything all day, everything, but except for that one thing. Like, I don't want to tell you, like, girl, I got some good sex last night. I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to say that. I think that part is too much. That's too much. Okay? You don't need to know. We don't got to talk about that. But I think that's where my mom thing comes in. It's like that's okay with her because they talked about that stuff. And it was cool. But me, because of how I grew up with her, we didn't talk about that when I was younger. So I think that part is harder for me to talk about her with now that I'm older. And when I was younger, I was very quiet. Didn't talk about anything, actually. I was really quiet. Stayed to myself. Didn't know a lot. I heard a lot, but you know how you're not supposed to hear a lot. So I heard things, but couldn't repeat them because, I was a kid. So you had to make sure you stayed out of stuff you weren't supposed to be in. But, yeah. So, like I said, I get that it's weird. Totally understand that because it's weird.
Yeah.
So I get it. But I guess the thing is, don't be afraid to talk about sex with your parents because maybe not your dad.
Of course not my dad.
I don't know.
My dad said I can't get married until I turn 45. And at that point, I think I can't even have kids no more. And I want to have kids while I'm married. So, eggs and dried up.
Ain't nobody studying your dad. Your dad also told you he wanted you to be a lesbian, so.
Yeah, he said he'll rather be a lesbian because, he's like, I can't have kids and I'm being a lesbian. But literally, you can have kids and be a lesbian.
Yeah, don't worry about him. It's okay. He'll be fine.
He gonna be one of them people who had like 18 grandkids just because he didn't want none.
You don't have that many kids?
Oh no, I'm having 2 kids. Traden already done told me he wants 7. So
Traden ain't having no 7. No, that was Tristan who said he wanted 10 or something.
Yep.
Tristan, I'd be damned if Tristan had 10 kids.
hey, I mean,
Me and his wife would have to have a talk. It's just, that's not happening. It's not happening. Okay, they better, look, whoever listens to this podcast, once this reach thousands of ears, y'all need to create some male birth control outside of condoms, okay? That's all I'm saying. They need some birth control besides condoms and vasectomies. They need other options like us females get. Give them something. Because it's just 10 kids ain't going to work for me. Y'all can each have 2. Maybe even 4. But I don't know where this boy get off talking about some 10.
Nah, yeah.
And then he keep on the count talking about some, we got 7 kids. He counting it's 4 y'all. 6. He counting the damn, oh no, I'm sorry. 4 y'all, the dog is 5, and then we got 5 fish because 1 died. So he counting the fish, talking about we got all these kids. No, we don't. We got 4 human children. That's all we got. 4 human children. Yeah. I don't know how many kids Traden said he ain't with that stuff right now. He don't even want to kiss me, talking about some that's gross, so.
I mean, he's getting older. He doesn't want to kiss his mother anymore.
Yeah. You better remember that when he get older, too.
Just like, he don't want to take baths with Tristan no more. Like, he's getting older. He's becoming a man now.
Remember that when he needs some money.
You know how you cried when we went to Bath and Body Works and he started to want to smell good?
That's all right. Remember that when he needs some money, though. Bet y'all don't buy him no more Bath and Body Works.
You gonna have to buy him some more Bath and Body Works. He gonna want to smell good when he get in high school so he can get girls, so he can smell nice, And so if they don't talk about him and be like, oh, he stinks. But he smell good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I cried, y'all. It was a bit much for me.
And Bath and Body Works, crying tears. Bath and Body Works worker had to come and try to hug you because you was in there crying.
Wanting to smell good. One in number 5th grade. 5th grade. Trying to put on some Bath and Body Works. Talking about some he like how I smell. It was the man version, but for what? And he like it too. We ain't gonna talk about it. Okay. So we've talked about the dynamics of it. And I wanted to talk about mother-daughter dynamics because there is a lot of different relationships. Like I talked about before. You have stepmoms, you have adopted moms, you have foster moms, you have cousins raising cousins, you have sisters raising their sisters, godmothers raising their god kids. I mean, you have a lot of different dynamics. And so a mother-daughter relationship is not, and from life, I mean, from the beginning of time, it has not always been a mother raising her own daughter. From the beginning of time, I think it's always been, before it was a village. Someone else has always had a hand in raising your child. So I want to talk about the dynamics because there are a lot of different relationships and they all look different. No one's relationship always looks the same. And that's fine. And it works a lot for some people, Hey, she didn't turn out so bad.
I'm a wonderful child.
I don't know now. I don't know. Maybe about 6 years ago.
That's the past. We're not going to talk about the past. In the Bible, I think it say move forward.
Is that what it said?
I think so.
Is that what it said, move forward? I do not remember that.
I think it's in one. It's in one scripture. I know for a fact it's in one.
But she didn't turn out so bad, so that's what matters. That's pretty good. And I'm pretty sure it was hard. And for me, I think it was hard too, because I think once you get to a certain point and you're able to reflect back on things, I think a lot of things went wrong as far as communication. So I think for us, for our whole relationship dynamic with all of us, me, her father, her mom, and her, all of our communications could have been better. Especially between the adults, all our communication could have been better. I try to stay out of it for the most part because I really wanted her mom and her dad to talk. I felt like they needed to talk more. He felt like I could handle it, and he didn't need to say anything. And, it just was a lot of miscommunication, a lot of things that weren't said that should have been said, and things that could have been worked out that wasn't worked out. And I think it was a lot of confusion, and things could have went way more smoothly than what they did. But you live and you learn. I mean, of course it won't be repeated, but you live and you learn, and then you're able to educate other people. So if it ever happens, or you find yourself in that type of situation, you don't know if you're gonna get with a man who ain't got no kids. I mean, I tell them though, I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
I ain't gonna be no stepmom.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I do tell them, don't get with anybody that got kids. And not because I do not regret being her stepmom. I love them. I love her like she is my. I don't even refer to her, to anybody, as my stepdaughter. I don't even say she's my bonus daughter. I introduced her as my daughter. People think I had kids when I was 12 and 16 years old.
Trading, most hilarious thing ever. He thought you was out here just.
When I ain't telling no different. No, he don't even know.
No, he thinks that you had Maxine when you was 12, so he think you just out here.
I know. I never told. I mean, he don't know. He don't know. I mean, I guess I maybe explain it to him when he get older, but so my son thinks I was 12 years old too when I had his older sister, and people out here, they think I was out here like, dang. My client asked me, I don't mind telling my clients I have kids. It's like, oh, how old are your kids? Oh, you don't look that old. How old are you? I'm like, I'm 35. Then he just look at me like, you're 35? And you gotta, and I'm like, yeah, but they're doing really good. Like, I don't owe anyone an explanation. I don't owe anyone an explanation. So I don't mind people. And it'd be funny to me because this one lady at, I remember I took Maxine to the doctor's office, Access Grand. I remember the nurse, she had short locks in her head. Dark skinned lady. And this is when Maxine had them. She had broke out from something.
Oh,
allergic reaction.
Yeah,
like the Elephant Man. And I gave her the insurance card, and she looked at my license and asked how old Maxine was, and I told her, and she looked at my license how old I was, and like the nastiest look on her face. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, damn, you really just judged me for being a teen mom? Like, You don't know my story. You don't know anything. But I didn't tell her no different because honestly, it's not in your business, and I owe no one an explanation as to why I had kids young. So I don't care. But I do tell both of them. I tell all of them, don't get with anybody who had kids. Because, I guess because it is a process, and it's not an easy process. We had 2 different households. It was hard. Parenting her when you're telling her one thing, but she's also getting something totally different when she goes to her mom's house, and you're not competing with someone's mom. You're never in competition with someone's mom, and you can never put yourself in competition either. But it's just like, these are my rules in my house. Her mom has her rules in her house, but it's a conflict, and it's also confusing. But you expect the child to kind of like figure that out and know, okay, well, you listen to me here, and this is the house that counts. But really, that's not even the case either. But, so it's a hard journey, and it's a hard thing to walk, and you struggle through it. And then when it's all done and over with, it's like so many things just could have went so different. I'm not going to talk about that one.
Well, you know what I found out?
What?
So to all the parents that want their kids to go to school for free, guess what? I found that if you put your kid in the system, they get to go to school for free. So you leave your kid at the hospital, be like, I don't want it, then come back, like wait till it get processed and whatever. I just called the kid it. That's sad. But wait till the baby get processed and whatnot, and then just come re-adopted. But technically, it won't even be your adopted kid because you had it. So now your kid get to go to school for free, and you done set your kid up for greatness already.
No, ma'am.
Man, that's what I'm gonna do with my kid.
No, ma'am.
Put them in a system that way go to school for free.
You will hopefully have your kid do what your parents asked you to do. That's what you will hope to do.
If my kid's anything like me, I already know I'm just leaving them at the hospital. You can drop your kid off at the fire station to the age of 10.
You're already in my prayers all the time, so it's okay. I have no worries about you. But yeah, so the dynamics is hard. That's a whole nother podcast too. Talking about that. And it was just, I don't know, it's conversations that I actually do still want to have with your mom. Just in general, I was just thinking about boundaries, and I do think that I probably overstepped. Well, not even think, I know that I overstepped some boundaries, but it's just like you didn't know any better, and I didn't know any better, and then I'm going off of the permission I have from my husband, but at the same time, she also has a mom. And so there was definitely some boundaries that I overstepped. But I'm like, well, this is my house, and this is where she lives, and this is how it's going. So this is what we're going with. But you live and you learn, and it's hard. So yeah, don't get with anybody that got kids. But if you do get with somebody who have kids, I mean, you can't help who you fall in love with. No, you can't.
Just not gonna fall in love.
That's not how it works.
Because I don't want to deal with nobody baby mama. Baby mamas in my generation are horrible nowadays. I don't got time for that. Like, the baby mamas of my generation be like, you got a girlfriend? Like, no, I'm not going to let you see your baby because you got a girlfriend. Like, you're not hurting him. I mean, you're hurting him, granted, but you're hurting your baby more because now they feel like they dad don't want to see them because you being bitter because he done moved on and fell in love with somebody else. And then now it's like, now because I'm his girlfriend, I got to sit there and try to console him and try to be like, it's okay, baby. Like, no, nobody got time for that. Like, just let the man see his kid. Or the baby mama be like, oh, no, you can't touch my baby. But if your baby over here and your baby looking a hot mess, I'm not going to just send her back looking a hot mess. Like, I'm going to try to do her hair or something. Like, it's just, like,
so
my generation.
Are we talking about Ari and G Herbo?
No, but I did see that, like, Ari, she's something else for that one.
I love Ari, though. Like, I don't know how to feel about it. I don't know how to feel about it. I love Ari,
she's
but
sick. She is a sick person. Like, why are you so obsessed with this man? Like, he happy. This man ain't never looked this happy in his life. He on plane smiling harder than that thing. Like, he's living his best life. Like, granted,
but we also don't know what he said or done to her that we don't know about.
But she's upset because, like, he's allowing his girlfriend, the person that he, I guess, plans on spending the rest of his life with, he's allowing her to be in your son's life.
But they had an agreement. Them two had an agreement that he wouldn't have a baby around her until him and to those two they got their relationships together. The girlfriend and the baby mama. That's why she flipped out. So they had an agreement. But yeah, they crazy. But that is one of them situations you're talking about.
Yeah, like, it's just like, I feel like, if I understand, like, that's your child, and you feel like, because, like, me and my friend now, like, she one of the girls that I went to school with, back in Women's, we stayed in touch, we cool, we always was good friends, and she just found out she was pregnant and whatnot, and she was like, oh, I want you to be the godmother. I'm like, that's cool, that sounds like a fun thing to do, be a godmother, why not?
Godmothers have responsibilities.
I know that godmoms have to take care of the child. You have to love the child as if it was your own child, so in case that child needs anything, you're there. You're basically a second parent.
Or in case that mother dies, you pick up the slack.
Yeah, I gotta take care of the kid. I understand that, and I feel like that's cool, but I know she ain't gonna die, so I'm good. So, but that's neither here nor there. Me and her was having a discussion because her baby's father has a girlfriend right now, and she's pregnant at the moment. And she said she feels like
they both pregnant.
No. Oh. My friend is pregnant, but her baby daddy has a girlfriend. She's not pregnant though. But she said she doesn't want his girlfriend to be around their baby. And I'm like, why? She's like, because I don't want my baby to be around another female. But I'm like, you gotta understand, like, if this person feels like they in love, they want to be with this other person, and granted, like, y'all had something, but he feels like this is who he want to be with now, you can't tell him that he can't bring his significant other around the child, because at the end of the day, she's a part of his life now. He has to introduce his life to his child. Like it's gonna feel weird if, like, you got a girlfriend but she never see your kid. Like, and then it's like, now that's gonna put a strain on their relationship, because she gonna like, why don't you never want me around your kid? And then now it's like, you got to sit here and explain, like, oh, my crazy baby mama don't want you to be around a kid. Like, that's just, like, I feel like people don't understand. Like, although it's you and his kid, if he has a significant other, they also have to be, like, they're also a part of that, because that's, I wouldn't say it's their new mom, but it's like you.
They just got to be in their life, because they're going to be around, so they have to have some type of relationship.
Exactly. And I'm not saying, like, they got to be there to, like, discipline your kid, but, like, at least be, like, somebody that they can talk to, like, at least know the kid. But I feel like people don't understand, especially my generation. Like, they feel like, oh no, if he not gonna be with me, then he don't need to have nobody else around my kid. Like, no, like, if he finds somebody else, he just not gonna have this a whole nother. He can't have no kid from somebody for too long. Yeah. Eventually they gonna get the wondering, okay, you got toys in the house, what you got toys for? like you can't have a kid from people.
I get what you're saying. I agree. You're growing up, girl. Girl, okay.
No, look at me becoming an adult. Tears. I Honestly, I hate adulthood so bad.
No, it was cracked up to me, but you couldn't wait.
You know, it was this post. They said adulthood is the most ghettoest hood I've ever been in. I hate it here, and that is so true. I hate adulthood. I
But
feel
you
like I
couldn't
breathe.
wait.
I breathe and I have to pay for things.
That's the life you wanted, boo. You got it.
No. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I gotta pay $1.75 to wash clothes, and I wash every week. And I don't understand it. I wash every single week. I've never washed as much in my life. I feel like when I get to and then laundry machines is so small that I have to. It takes like 3 washes. So now I done spent like all this money on washing, but the dryer like overly big though. But it's free drying though. I think they just be trying to get us. Oh my God, this is ridiculous.
Adulthood is nice.
No,
It's all you wanted.
and then I gotta pay for my own. I gotta make doctor's appointments now. I gotta pay for actual visits
I
to
no
the
longer
doctor.
do any of that for you. You
I don't
have to
even
do
wanna
it
go
all
to the
by
doctor no more.
yourself.
Just because I gotta
You
pay
have
for
to
the
wash
doctor.
your own clothes. You have to buy your own food. You have to go to the stores for yourself. You have to make your own doctor's appointments and pay your co-pays. Oh,
It's a struggle, man. Like I don't even want to go to the doctor
all
no more
the
because they
things
be like,
that you took
gotta
for
pay for it.
granted.
life is hard, man.
It's okay.
I go to the doctor and they be like, oh, you want lab tests done? That's $60. Huh? I
It's
mean,
not covered by your insurance.
No, because if I have my school insurance makes you pay for like something completely different. So, and then it's like if I try to use my own personal insurance, it's like the prices for everything is even more expensive. And then it's like they charge to my student account, and then I have to get like a voucher to get reimbursed. Like, it's just so much to use my own insurance. I don't even know. It's like so much stuff on my account that I didn't even know I had to pay for. I didn't know we was paying football games in tuition. But yet I'm paying football games. I'm paying for a lawyer. What do I need a lawyer for? Like, I'm legit paying in tuition for a lawyer. What if I never use this lawyer? My whole 4 years that I'm there, now I've been paying for this lawyer and I ain't never used them. Now I feel like I gotta do something so I can get the lawyer.
No, you're good.
Because I'm paying for it, and then I'm paying to go to the gym.
Well, at least you're using that.
Just paying for all this stuff that I didn't even know was included in tuition. I thought I was just paying for books and stuff. See, that's what they get you when they say others. I promise you this is what they get you.
Oh, you're hilarious. Okay. So, at the end of each episode, I always ask, what is something that you want the listeners to take away from today's episode? And what is something related to, from your perspective as the daughter having to deal with 2 moms, that you would like for the listeners to take away from today's episode?
Okay, so my perspectives on having 2 moms, I would say just like, for all the other people who do have more than 1 mom, just think about it like this. Like, although you have 2 moms, just think about it more so as being one, because like for the most part they're both telling you the same thing. Like, although they say it in different ways, they're still telling you the same thing. And if you feel like you at a crossroads between, like, if they are telling you different things, just try to like find a happy medium, like, just in the middle, so that way you have a balance and you don't feel like you're doing more of what one person says and then doing less of what the other person says. And then what was the other question?
What you wanted to take away from it? That was it.
Yeah. Also, I really feel like y'all should put your kids in the system so they can go to school for free.
Yeah, don't listen to that. But what I would like you to take away from today's episode is, if you are in a household where you are raising a child that has another mom, I think what I have learned and had the ability to sit back and reflect on is communication is truly, truly a really big thing. And setting pride aside, taking your pride out of it. And when you truly make it about the child and not whose household is more important or who should have more of a say-so or any of that, and just make it truly about the kid and communication, open communication about everything so that everyone is truly on the same page. See, I always wanted everyone to be on the same page, but I had a spouse who was stubborn and felt like he just really didn't need to do that. And that I should just, do this or do that and it'll be fine. But so communication and everybody being on the same page will make a world of a difference. But I think it would also make it easier on the kid. And yes. And also, as far as the dynamics goes, as hard as it may be for some people who are not being raised by their mom and having to be raised by someone else other than their mom, it's okay. Everyone's situation is not the same and it doesn't look the same. And that person who's raising you, my hope is that you get something great out of that relationship, that it teaches you something and it helps you grow, and you can develop into who you're meant to be. And if not, you can take it for what it is and grow into who it is you want to be. But that is all we have for today. Thank you for listening and joining us. Is there anything else that you would like to say? Nope. And we did have the dating episode, y'all. I had some true technical difficulties to where that whole episode was deleted. And I was so heartbroken and depressed. So I'm going to have to re-record that episode with someone completely different. I had actually recorded that episode with my cousin who came down to visit me from Georgia. So we can't redo the episode because she's back in Georgia. And the episode was so awesome. And I was so depressed, y'all, for a whole week. I felt so broken. Like, I cannot believe that this happened. But I will be redoing that episode over. But it's actually going to look completely different. With a really good guest. I mean, my cousin was a good guest, of course. But this one is also going to be just as hilarious, just as funny. And we're going to have a really good time. So I look forward to getting up with you guys next week. Thank you for joining us. Bye.